What's going on, guys? Bank Robber Games here with more Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Last episode when we left off, it was a really awesome episode where we played through a level that made really good use of the storytelling mechanic, where we played through events from multiple points of view and got to experience them from different people's versions of the story. So I highly recommend going back and watching last episode if you haven't seen it, because it was very, very fun, and like I said, does make good use of that storytelling mechanic. But this episode, like normal, we're just going to be carrying on and seeing what the game has in store for us. Looking forward to seeing what happens next, really.
We'll get those suckers!
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this!
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track them to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
And now we can finally make our way to this skill here, which basically gives us a little bit of an aimbot while we're in concentration, which should help us make use of all the other concentration related skills we've got. And that has also unlocked the ornate sawn off, which gives us a really good damage increase, good range increase, and less recoil as well, so that's always handy. And now that is two skill trees that we've made our way to the end of, we may as well start making our way down this skill tree next.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell. It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks. It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood. The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Potentially have a bit more of an open-ended mission here, as I did say the objective marker is disabled for.
Bury them in the swamp! Plant them where they stand!
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm, so I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends. The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
That cocksucker!
Point being, I was under serious attack. And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
So it looks like the last upgrade we just got is potentially only works when in close range.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view. But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running through the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve? Steve? Steve!
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Indians?
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Bounty hunter! Stop that, son man!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. You can breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Throw that big piece down that back.
Keep shooting. I don't mind. You can't get me.
I'm not sure about this skill here that gives us additional zoom while aiming. I don't think that's the most useful upgrade, but it will be slightly quicker to get to the final upgrade and make the most of this upgrade tree. So going to get that for now. Not quite sure how it'll work. So yeah, if you just hold zoom for a while, it zooms. If you hold aim for a while, it just zooms you in.
Standing together against anyone who would threaten you.
Haven't seen any sign of any more nuggets of truth. Probably quite well hidden in a level this big.
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Guess it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern-wheeler or a side-wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
So we've got one more nugget of truth to find. That might be used later on in the level. It's that quite a big area there.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
May as well use an upgraded sawn off now we've got it.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn.
So last nugget of truth there. Quite easy to get.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit. It turned out that they had me.
Take him out! I'm sending you to hell!
The Daltons had played me like a fiddle. Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh God,
But getting back to that steamboat, how did you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to settle this once and for all. to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Looks like we've got a double duel here. Don't think it's going to go too well based on my history of duels.
They got it wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers.
Actually managed to do pretty well there. Somehow managed to take both of them out. Yeah, really cool level there, and obviously got to use the Gatling gun and rack up a whole load of experience as well, so made a good amount of progress towards our next levels and getting some more skills, so happy to get that done. But because that is the end of the level, I think here's a pretty good place to wrap up this episode, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it and been enjoying the series so far. If you have been enjoying the series, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and then that way you won't miss out on anything. Thanks again for watching, I always appreciate having you guys here, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.